What up, players, traders, haters, skaters, right? All of y'all, welcome back to the channel. What's up? It's your boy D. This is D's Daily Due Diligence, right? Where we do our due diligence when we're investing in the markets, right? And remember, this is never financial advice. This is not financial advice. Don't ever take it as that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only, all right, guys? So yeah, today was an amazing day for AMC, guys. We had a nice green day and Amy decided to go for a run, right? And it was a decent one. I was expecting a little more, but you know how them shorts are, right? They're just hard-headed, right? And they don't learn. All right, so yeah, definitely a good day to see your portfolio going in the green, right? Especially like because of AMC, GME, and Lucid, right? We're finally seeing a little bounce on the market, and nothing is guaranteed. We're not guaranteed that it's going to continue or anything like that, but there was a news piece that dropped today for AMC that was early in the morning, which was good. And to be honest, I wish Adam Aaron would have dropped this news last week because the options chain was insane last week, and this week it's not so much. Okay, but we still have a lot of catalysts coming up. We have more news coming, and it looks like this is the beginning of the pounce, right? Adam Aaron kept and keeps talking about a pounce. I think this is the start of it. All right, guys. So keep your head up. Today's definitely a bad day for the shorts, right? I want to know how much money they lost today because that was a pretty heavy move, and we're breaking some technicals. All right, so we're making progress. We're having some technical breakouts, and I think the shorts are in a very very tough spot. I would hate to be shorting AMC right now, right, guys? So yeah, let's not waste too much time on the intro, not use too much time right now. We got some information to talk about, and I'm in a good mood, right? Today was decent. AMC is a big part of my portfolio, and I do expect, not right away, not tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to squeeze tomorrow or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. I'm here to bring you the information and you make your own decisions. But, I think we're sitting very pretty. AMC is looking very pretty right now, I guess. So yeah, let's jump into this info. If you find any value right in this, hit the like, hit the comments, give me a comment, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button. We're almost crossing 300 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, insane. And I really, really, thank you from the bottom of my heart, I guess. Let's go. All right, guys. So yeah, like I said, a few days ago, I was talking about this article. So how AMC short sellers bleed more than 1 billion in 2022. So just alone today, imagine there's got to be millions of dollars, right, in losses. And if you don't know this guy, he's a big shill. Talking about this guy right here. If you would have listened to him yesterday, you would have already lost out on today's move, right? He's always, talking about the retail investors, about the apes, about blah, 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 but nobody really cares. And he says that they're attacking him on Twitter and blah, blah, but he attacks the retail investors as well. So he deserves it, right? In my opinion. Go back to your real job and tell your mommies. Jim Cramer takes on GameStop, AMC investors, right? So yeah, he was going off on Twitter yesterday, just talking a bunch of shit, and it must be for a reason, right? The hedge funds must be like, hey man, go, you got to get out there, you got to start, trying to put some fear because we're down bad, all right? So I don't listen to this clown, all right? I actually always do the opposite of what he says, right? And it's a thing, right? And yeah, he was talking on this show or whatever, and he was saying it's time to go back to a real job and tell your mommies, all right? And he calls us gamblers, he calls us names and so on, but you know what, we're used to this. We've been dealing with this for almost a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. And yeah, guys, so he was saying that we're not like him, but he flip-flops. Look, he said, back over here, so Adam Aaron is playing offense, don't go against Adam Aaron, right? And now yesterday he flipped over and he was talking, like, oh yeah, whatever, like, the AMC movement, the apes are done and blah blah. He just flip-flops, all right? So I don't listen to that guy. Whatever. So this is the big news that came out. AMC stock gains after repurchasing 10% second lien debt at 31% discount. So because they paid it early, they got a discount. And this is what I want to see from the CEO. This is what's important. And I'm going to show you this. So they went up, right? The shares went up about 7% today. And in pre-market trading, they were up a little bit. But after the movie theater operator and meme stock said it paid about 50 million to repurchase about 72.5 million of its 10% second lien debt due in 2026. So it wasn't due till 2026, and they just paid, a big chunk today, right? Also, let's keep going. So this will give them an annual interest cost of 7.25 million. It will reduce the cost, right, for the year. This action is one more step along a recovery glide path, said Adam Aaron. We will continue to seek creative and meaningful strategies to further strengthen our balance sheet and create value for our shareholders in the future. All right. So that's what we want to hear, right? That's what brings buying power when the CEO is saying that, he wants to bring value and more money, right? More value to the shareholders, all right? Which in my opinion, I'm like, how are they even allowing buy-ins, right? This is insane. We've known for a long time that we were at 90%. So if people kept buying and buying since that time when Adam released that information, then how are we not maxed out, right? I mean, you already have the institutions that own about 30 some percent, and you have retail that owns 90%. So, by now, right now, that's what I would love to hear in this next, on August 4th in the earnings call, is how much percent do the retail owns? Because I put a tweet out yesterday, and I'll show you that right now. But this is the one that Adam Aaron put out today, right? And what's interesting is that a lot of people are paying attention to this 72.5 number, right? So that's the AMC all-time high. So it's very, very interesting that you got 72.5 of long-term debt for only 50 million, right? So they saved about what, 22.5 million right there, because they got a 31% discount, right? So let's just go down. Somebody pulled up this picture. Are you a time traveler? Down here, portrait group of Paris and celebrities. This is the picture. And then here's the nice one, Adam Aaron dunking on them, right? Because of the announcement. So I always love to go down and read what happens in the comments too. So GME elitists, they're out there, but they would just realize that we have more power in numbers, right? So when we have the AMC apes and the GME apes, I mean, we're unstoppable, guys. So see, it's not a coincidence. Damn it, melt these shorts faces off. Damn it, Adam Aaron. So very good, very good. Let's move on. This was the tweet. Obviously, people are still liking it. I put it out yesterday. We're at a good number, 30 retweets, 296 likes. But it looks like retail owns 100% of the float now, right? In my opinion, guys, I don't have any real proof right now, right? But it's just that's what I'm estimating, right? Because you go all over social media and people are like, I'm buying more, I'm buying more, I'm buying more, right? So, and that's us, the retail. Let's go ahead and jump into the chart. All right, so just kind of what I'm expecting tomorrow. I'm honestly expecting a pullback to around this level because we got over it, and we did close above it, but the whole market was green today. There was a lot of action. The SPY did pretty well, so I do expect a small pullback before we start to make our move up again. Even though today was exciting, and I could be wrong about that, right? I was wrong about the July 15th date. Looking at the options chain a few months ago, I noticed that they had brought back the 145 strike, but it looks like it was just a trap, all right? So what's interesting here too, look, if you go down and you move on to the dates, so pay attention, this is August 4th, all right? And this is the daily chart, and it's interesting, right, how this would be, and I barely noticed that, like, I drew these out a while ago. You can go check my videos, but I actually landed it right on August 4th for up here for the breakout. All right. And of course, I didn't have as much information back then. It just kind of happened that way. But, what I'm expecting is we need to go make our way to this EMA. This is the true test. All right. If we're going to see a major, major breakout, it's going to be somewhere in this region. All right. Because we need to cross this $20 barrier. All right. Every single time we have crossed the 20, we have made some moves, some pretty decent moves up, all right? So that's what I'm looking at right now. This box is the last FTD report for the 2 weeks. So you could imagine the FTDs that are being created throughout this time, all right? That's what I'm paying attention to. And remember, Adam Aaron has been talking about the number 4, and just August 4th is going to be the 4th test. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that would be kind of the general timeline when you could expect a break. I'm not saying to go buy calls. I'm not saying to do nothing, right? This is not financial advice. I'm just giving you the information and what I'm paying attention to. So look at this. I've had this drawn out, and every single time it makes its way back up at the end, you crack it and you start to make your move, all right? It's happened a couple times before, so that's why I'm saying I could expect to see something similar. Now, it's never going to be bar for bar. It's never going to be, pattern for pattern. But guys, if we get this break, right, that's where we're going to take off. And the reason I'm also saying we could see a small pullback tomorrow is because the RSI is almost at the top, right? So if it needs some time, a day to cool off, it would just come back down, and then we can get reset and ready to start making some moves, right? Now there could be more news, there could be more action. I like to zoom out, right? I like to look at the big picture, and these are all the resistance lines and support lines, all right? And we are at the top one, all right? That's why I think you got to push, a nice push. So let's look at the weekly for 1 second. Nothing, we're not gonna spend too much time here, but what I do want to point out is the MACD. You got the cross, and now you're finally getting the orange line to come up. Once it starts to meet this, right, that's when you start to see a lot more, moves to the upside, all right? Because that's what tends to happen, right? You go here, you get the cross, and it starts to separate, and you start to get the push. Now we just need to continue the volume, right? The volume is definitely acting up. It's pulling up the volume. Let's go to the daily. So that's what I like. Okay, but we could definitely see, AMC has seen as much as 1 billion volume, right? 200 million volume, 300 million volume. So we need that volume push in order to get us going. All right, so that's I think all I really got. Yeah, that's all I got for AMC. That was the big news, right? So they're paying off debt. Now it is 5 billion in debt that they owe, right? So 75 million, it's just a piece of it, right? They still have a lot of debt, but I think there's more news to come with that on August 4th. So this was the SPY. This is just a 5-minute chart. You had a nice rally, but it found resistance, and it did actually, go to where I would expect it. So 400 would be the resistance, right? So then boom, you have the sell-off, and it's bouncing its way back up. Now we're gonna go to the daily. This is where this gap just got filled, so you could expect this gap to get filled, right? So it would be around 410, right? 46, 410. But it's barely testing the first EMA right here. So a lot is gonna have to do tomorrow and the coming days, right, with the SPY and the overall market to see how AMC moves, because we don't get this good news every single day, like how they're talking about paying off debt, which it makes sense finally that the price went up, right? Somewhat, because they're paying off debt, right? So that kills the short thesis, right? Because they're progressing. AMC's progressing in the right way. 68,000 calls in the money right now, and finally 0 shares. All right, somebody took the shares. This was showing like 250 earlier, 450, 450, right? Now 0 shares again. All right, and this has happened before, we know that. But what is looking amazing is the options. All right, so this is what I wanted to see. Last week was this kind of action, but there still was a lot of puts last week. So 68,000 right now versus 1,300 puts in the money, which is absolutely amazing. Let's go over and talk about GME. So I've been, saying that as soon as it broke out of this trend, we were going to start to make our way up, and it did so. So whoever doesn't believe in TA, well, this is what it does for you, right? It proved right here, right, that we were coming to the end of the triangle, and we got the breakout, right? This was all just wash. I mean, this is just wasting time and premium for options and all that, and then they're ready to make the move, right? So the next line of resistance is going to be, let's see, it's right here. So I could expect it to make a run up to about 180 to 200. But of course they're doing the split, so I don't know what the chart's going to look like, right, in the next few days, because they want to do it Thursday, and you're going to get your shares Friday. The price will already be down to the split price on Friday, right? So you got to remember that. Yeah, it looks like I got 2 GME. All right, so let's go look at the options. Very, very nice too. 11,981. Only 200,000 shares left to borrow. 48% is already DRS'd. And then the fee is still absolutely insane. That's what's good. It's holding the fee, right? So 33%. It could always spike. Calls is disgusting. It's nasty right now. So 11,981 calls in the money versus 814 puts. So all these are worthless currently, right? It has to close above a certain price by Friday, but right now, it's definitely showing some strength on the options chain as far as the calls, right? It looks like this is for AMC. I had forgot to move this tab over, but oh crap. Someone's calling me. Sorry. Let's go back up and go down. So what I was saying is you got the options chain, right? So they don't want it above 18. and they don't want it above 20 for AMC as well, because you got 18,000 right there of open interest. And the good news is on the bottom, right? So you have no puts to protect it, right? The volume, look, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is for AMC. So if we pass $20, they have like no protection, right, to suppress the price with the puts. All right, that's all I got. Let's go ahead and talk about Lucid just for a few minutes. It's doing exactly what I told you guys a few videos ago, showing strength. It's following this uptrend, testing the EMAs. I was expecting it to come to this one. It's okay if we get a small rejection tomorrow, but $20 has been the barrier for Lucid, and it's finally cracking it, right? So today I had a nice push of 4.3%, and my expectations, right, is going to get rejected. If it tests this, it'll come back and bounce and start to make its way to this range. 23 to 25, right, would be the resistance. All right, so that's what I'm looking at on the charts. The RSI is coming up, so we still have a little room to run for the price, but the RSI would have to cool off at some point over here, right? But with Lucid, guys, I think this is why, you know, we're getting some action, we're getting some good news. I want you to just or if you want to go watch this video, it's awesome. Watch, let me play it for you.
Couple motors. What do? Do I give it some off the line? I've got to just manage it, nurse it. But I know that once I get going, they'll still be going away from me. And it's the smugness of the grins at the end that I'll struggle with. 5. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's not slowing down. Good Lord. I mean, it's just gone. That is a quick car. I forgot I was driving for a second. It's on a Disney ride.
So fast.
So I was 202 last time. I'm 201. I was no slower.
All right, guys. So if you want to go check out this video, it's racing the new 2022 Dodge Charger Jailbreak, right? The Lucid Air GT Performance, and it just killed it, right? It was insane. That the Lucid Air does 0 to 60 in 2.5 or 2.6 seconds, something like that. All right. So thank you guys for coming back for the information. Thank you for tuning in. You know, as we continue to grow the channel and so on, and you know, right now everyone, the ape community is probably going crazy, right? I mean, AMC just ripped pretty nice today, so. I'll have to see what happens tomorrow in the next few days. All right, guys. Peace out.